Hey everybody, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this really pretty blue and brown sort of look, and I'm starting off with some Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden and then getting right into brows. This video is really going to get right into it because I was actually going to be using this footage for something else, but I decided to put it on YouTube because I really liked the way that it turned out. But obviously here I'm just doing my brows and I'm doing them very quickly with some dark brown and Dipbrow pomade, and I'm using a number 12 Anastasia Beverly Hills brush for that. And this is just super quickly going through them. I've been growing out my eyebrows so they're a bit bushy, but if you want a really detailed tutorial on the eyebrows, I do have one up on my channel, so make sure to check that out. Here I'm just using some Tarte Shape Tape on a flat definer brush and cleaning up underneath my eyebrows because they're a bit messy because I'm growing them out, and it's just going to really complete the look. Now here obviously I'm doing my eyebrows and my eyes first, and usually I would do my foundation first, but I've been trying to get more into doing my eyeshadow first to sort of make a less messy application, but I am definitely more of a foundation first kind of girl and always have been, so just bear with me. So I'm first taking the shade Bare from the Morphe Dare to Create 39A palette. I'm really sad that they actually discontinued this palette because I absolutely love all the colors in it, but this is a very general look that you can use any eyeshadows from any eyeshadow palette that has a blue, a brown, and a transition color, and you'll definitely be able to recreate this. I'm now going to be taking the shade Deep Hue, which is like a neutral dark brown, and I'm just going to mix that in with my transition shade, keeping it a little bit lower than my transition, trying to make everything blend really well. This brown is going to make for a really good sort of backdrop to the colorful pop of blue I'm going to be putting in later. And you can see here I just picked up more of the transition color in Bare on a fluffy Sigma brush just to make them really blend. And here is the shade Indigo, which I'm going to be using on sort of the outer corner of my eye to really add a nice pop of blue. Start off with a small amount and then work your way up because blue is a color that can really take over the look and mess it up if you go too ham with it. But I really loved the idea of adding some blue eyeshadow. It reminded me of when I walked on the school bus as a little girl and I had bright blue eyeshadow on and I got judged pretty hard, and I just will never forget that. And I like to incorporate blue into my looks here and there to kind of remind myself of how much I've grown since then and how much that even though I've grown, I'm really the same person. Here you can see me pick up more Tarte Shape Tape on a very small definer little brush. I love to use really tiny brushes because they really help me get a more precise line, especially when I'm doing a cut crease, or like here when I'm doing sort of like a half halo eye cut crease. And then I'm going to put some shimmer over it, so I'm just sort of blocking out some of that blue, or at least attempting to, with a little bit of concealer. And now I'm taking the shade So Glam, which is like a metallic from the 39A palette, and I'm packing it right over where I put the concealer, and then I'm sort of going to take some blue and blend the really gold color in the blue together to sort of mesh beautifully. And I love the mixture of the gold with the blue. It just worked out really, really well, and it kind of brought the whole look together when I added that gold. Now I'm just taking a makeup wipe to clean up the edges of my eyeshadow, and this was probably my favorite part about not doing my foundation first, was that I was able to clean it up like this. Here I just quickly put on some Benefit Porefessional, which is one of my favorite primers of all time. I'm not a huge fan of most primers, but this one is one that I keep on coming back to. It works pretty much great with every single foundation I've used. And here I'm using the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation by Nars. It leaves a really high coverage, but a more natural finish, which I actually really have come to love and would highly recommend this foundation. If you guys have not tried it yet, I know it's a bit of a splurge, but it's a great foundation. Now I'm taking more of my Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm just going to be sort of doing the normal thing that we all do. I'm going to be taking the concealer in the high points of my face and then blending it out. And now for the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, just putting that underneath my eyes and basically everywhere that I put my concealer. Now I'm taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You guys know that I absolutely love this stuff because it doesn't go on too harsh and it's buildable. It smells great. I honestly can't find a con in this product whatsoever. And if you don't have it, I don't know why, because it's honestly my favorite bronzer of all time right now. And I'm going to be using this to warm up my face, contour it a bit, and then I'm going to be taking it as nose contour as well. And then here you'll see me bake with my Laura Mercier powder right up against where I put the bronzer on my nose to contour, sort of to create more of that thin shape. It's hard to kind of explain, but it works. And then while that's baking, I'm taking the shade Deep Hue, which is that neutral brown once again, and I'm putting it to my lower lash line. Do not forget about your lower lash line, everybody. It's really going to pull the look together. So I'm going to be putting this brown and sort of smoking out on my bottom lash line, and then I'm also going to take the shade Indigo only towards the outer parts, and I'm going to try to mesh it to the top portion where I had my eyeshadow as well, so it all kind of is uniform. You can just kind of see me do it there. So after wiping off my bakage, I'm going to take the Becca Jaclyn Hill Prosecco Pop Pamplemousse Split Pan, and I'm taking the blush and I'm just adding it to the apples on my cheeks for a light little flush. And then I'm taking the Amrezy Anastasia Beverly Hills gorgeous highlighter and I'm applying it with my beauty blender for that really intense, sunken into the skin highlights. It just blends so well when you use your beauty blender, and I've been loving this highlighter so much lately. And then I'm taking more of that highlighter and I'm going to be applying it to the inner corners of the eye look to sort of really make it pop, and I'm also going to be applying a little bit underneath the brows to sort of make a lifted appearance. After setting with some Urban Decay All-Nighter, I'm taking some Lash Accelerator by Rimmel London. I love this stuff. I've been using this brand for a really long time. It's one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. And I'm just going to quickly coat my bottom and my top eyelashes with this stuff so I can prep for my false lashes, because you know I'm not going to finish a look without some falsies. Oh, and of course some brow gel, just in case you got some powder on your eyebrows. This is the Pixie Beauty Eye Gel. I really just called it eye gel, it's eyebrow gel, but you know what I mean? And I really like to use brow gel. It really makes it more three-dimensional, brings your eyebrows back to the table. Oh, and let's take out some EmLash eyelashes. These are in the style Belize, and I sort of shape them, and I'm applying them with some tweezers and some House of Lashes lash adhesive. That stuff is like cement. It is absolutely my favorite. And then I'm taking NYX Lip Lingerie in Lace Detail. And then after that, I'm going to be putting some NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. And those two colors worked really well together. This is not sponsored by NYX, but if you want to sponsor me, yo, it's your girl, Amanda, here and ready. And here we have it, the completed look. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And don't forget to subscribe below to see more every week.